there, people of YouTube, it is WiiLord95 here, and welcome back to part 2 of everything you need to know about low tricks slash ramps, I guess. So in the background here, I just have a lap 1 that I drove on Desert Hills while I explain a couple of things. So first of all, if you've not seen the first part to this month's how-to, be sure to check that out. I will put a link in the description down below. And also, I'm not going to be going super in-depth like last time with all of the ramps, so if you have any questions, then be sure to leave them in the comment section down below, and I will answer them as soon as I can, slash as soon as I know the answer. Also, I should mention that the pictures in the bottom left correspond with the same pictures as the ones from the previous video, so again, be sure to check that out if you've not already. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the first ramp. Peach Beach has 2 ramps, and pretty simple. You don't want to take either of them unless you have a really good reason to, because it's way slower and not worth your time. On Yoshi Falls, there is this ramp over here, and again, not really worth your time unless you're trying to avoid something specific. Also, something cool, you can not trick here and then get a trick upon landing. And also, if you were unaware, you could trick on this umbrella here, so that's kind of cool. On Ghost Valley 2, there is 1 ramp, and basically how you want to take it is you want to hop onto the edge of the ramp and start a drift, and then as soon as you land, you want to jump over the crack. However, if you have a mushroom, then this is the faster route. Just mushroom and do trick. Also, last ramp, you can low trick it by hopping and tricking at the same time. On Raceway, there's this ramp out to the side that you can reach by using a mushroom. However, this is only useful if you want to get the item box. And also, you can take the shortcut like this to use the ramp. Unfortunately, it's also slower. You can also get low tricks off these pipes here, and it is faster to do left tricks. And ideally, you do both of them, but it's only really worth it after you get to mid 143 pace. This ramp is slower, and you should have absolutely no reason to take it at any point in time. This ramp is kind of interesting because you don't normally drive over it, but if you're playing online, I guess, I like to do a drift, and then you want to hop and trick at the same time, and hold it so that way you can continue the drift, get a mini turbo, and finish like so. For the final ramp, it's kind of the same concept. You want to hop and trick at the same time, and the further left you go, then the easier it is. On Delfino, you can use this ramp over here to take the double shortcut if you have 2 mushrooms. And if you don't have any mushrooms, then you can take the shortcut as such by doing a mini turbo and not tricking. For the final ramp, you want to hop and trick at the same time. Now this is kind of finicky. I don't have a great understanding on how it works, but if the ramp is down, then you can do hop to the left and then do a slip drift as shown here. For this ramp, you want to wheelie and not trick, cancel your wheelie in the middle of the air, and set up for this, where you do a right drift. Now what you want to do is you want to hold left until you get right before the boost panel, then you want to sharply hold right, release your mini turbo in the air, and remember that depending on when you release your mini turbo, you can land in different spots, so it's kind of a feel thing. For the next ramp, kind of what you want to do is set up in a way where you are parallel with the edge of the track, and you want to be as far left as possible. Now this is faster regardless of whether you take the shroom cut or not, and you want to do a drift trick, and you want to do a up or down trick. If you do a side trick, you kind of get stuck on the wall and it does not work out too well. For the zipper, you want to take the left side and you want to pretty much stay on it as much as you can. One strategy that you can use is to hop, and another strategy, like the world record does, is to wheelie in between those hops. Now after doing that, you can take the zipper and do what is called the turn skip, using a mushroom as such, or you can do like the world record does and do a trick and use that boost to skip the turn. For the bumps, it's pretty simple. Just kind of wheelie over and hop up the edge of the second bump to set up for the next turn. This zipper over here is slower, but you can do kind of a cool little strategy here. And for the final ramp, you can low trick it by hopping at the same time that you trick at the edge of the ramp and doing a drift. For desert hills, you can do what is called the double trick, and this is achieved by hopping and tricking at the same time on the incline, and then as you land, continue to do another trick. Now, it is fastest to continue a drift to the side as you do the second trick to get minimal airtime. However, if your angle's off, then sometimes you can only get one trick. For BC3, you can do all of these low jumps the same way by getting a trick and hopping at the exact same time. Now keep in mind that this is easiest performed if you keep a straight line throughout the whole way, and also if you wheelie in between each of the low jumps on the straight. This is a little bit easier with Pro Controller and GameCube controller, but it's still possible with Nunchuck and Wii nonetheless. For this ramp, you kind of want to approach it at a straight angle, and then after you trick in the air, hold left and nosedive. Be careful because sometimes you can hit the thwomps, and also you can get a kind of a cool low trick by getting the edge of the ramp like that. For this ramp over here, you kind of want to approach it from the side and get as minimal airtime as possible because, again, airtime is slower. For the final ramp, there's a couple different outcomes depending on a couple subframe timings, so I wouldn't worry about that too much unless you're at world record level. It is fastest to get 2 tricks and have the second trick kind of propel you forward. This is footage from Luke's new world record. These ramps are slower, don't bother, it's not worth it. Just avoid it. Same with these ramps, you can trick off them, but it's much faster to just go to the side because they don't save too much. And same with these zippers. Over here, you can use this ramp to get onto the rail, and also you can use the second ramp as well in case you miss it on the first attempt, and use it to skip the last corner. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. Support is always appreciated. Again, if you have any questions about any of these ramps, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below, where I will get to them as soon as possible. And without further ado, thank you all for watching, and have a good day.